You can be eating really healthy foods, all the right things, and still be inflamed, tired, anxious, and brain foggy. And when that happens, we start thinking, I must change what I'm eating. I'm eating all the wrong foods or something like that. But a lot of the time, it's not the food, it's your blood sugar. It's your blood sugar that creates this brain fog, anxiety, and low energy as well. So, blood sugar doesn't mean that you have diabetes or pre-diabetes or any of that. Maybe you do, but maybe you don't. You can have these different blood sugar swings before your doctors say, hey, we need to pay attention to your blood sugar. But blood sugar affects our energy, our food cravings, our mood, our hormones, our sleep, inflammation, and our immune system as well. So it's one of those things that we really need to pay close attention to. Every time our blood sugar spikes or it crashes, our body releases stress hormones. Well, if you already have autoimmune disease, you probably already have some stress hormones that are elevated. And those stress hormones increase inflammation. So if your body is not really stable as far as blood sugar comes and goes, and your immune system is also unstable, that is a combination that we need to avoid and fix, right? I don't like to use the word fix, but whatever. We need to remedy that situation. So a lot of us don't recognize our blood sugar swings. Sometimes it can be needing a nap in the afternoon. It can be feeling shaky or irritable or hangry. Some of you have known me for a long time know that I definitely tend to get hangry or have in the past. Haven't noticed it anytime recently because my blood sugar is definitely under control. It's one of those things I've been working on for a while. But having cravings, especially like in the mid-afternoon when you're not really hungry, when you go, I'm not really hungry, but I'm really craving, blah, blah, blah. It's probably because your blood sugar. If you're waking up at 3 a.m., it could be your blood sugar. It could be other things too. If you're anxious between your meals and you eat and you feel better, that's probably blood sugar. And if you're tired and need a nap after your meals, that's probably blood sugar too. So this is where people get stuck. They're doing things like smoothies only. Like in my 14-day liver cleanse, we do that. We start with like a couple of blended meals, smoothies, if you will, blended meals with a real meal or crunchy, chewy meal. And then we go to all blended meals for a few days to help give the digestion a break. And then we even have a juice day, and then we reverse all of that. But like I said in a couple of videos ago, that's not always right for everyone. And when we're having smoothies, we need to pay attention to what's in that smoothie because when we blend it, we break down all those fibers. And if we don't have very low glycemic foods in that smoothie, we're more likely to spike our blood sugar. If we have a big salad and don't include foods that quote unquote stick to your ribs, if we don't have any beans, we don't have any nut butters, we don't have a creamy dressing, things like that, we're only having lettuce, tomato, cucumber, then it's not filling enough. We need to have other foods to help balance. If we have a lot of sweet foods on that salad and we're not balancing them with fats and proteins, then we're more likely to have some blood sugar issues. If we skip meals, so intermittent fasting, there's some good things about that if you're healthy. But if you're not healthy, if your blood sugar is not stable, sometimes intermittent fasting and skipping meals can actually make it worse. And so you want to make sure that you're tuning in, finding out where you are right now before you decide to skip meals or wait until noon or 1. Sometimes that's undoing some work that you've already done when you do that. And then grazing, if you find that you're eating all day long instead of sitting down and having some meals, that can also interfere with your blood sugar. You're never giving your digestion a break and you're never letting the insulin go down so growth hormone and your repair mechanisms can come back into play. So it looks like you're doing healthy things, right? Smoothies, big salads, intermittent fasting, and grazing, but actually all of those things can affect our blood sugar. So, what does it look like if we have balanced meals? We want to focus on foods that are complete, foods that are high in fiber, high in protein, and high in healthy fats. How can they be high in all three? I just meant balanced in all three, right? Don't skip any of those levers. And when I say protein, it doesn't have to be animal protein. Every food we eat includes some protein. We just want to make sure that we are balancing that out. And so that combination can really help to ease stress signals to keep blood sugar in balance. So first thing I recommend is having balanced meals and timing them throughout the day, especially if you have an autoimmune disease, you have autoimmune flares, you have symptoms, you know you have antibodies. Let's have structured meals and let your body get into that structure, and feel that safety. That is what we need first, because if our body doesn't feel safe, then we're going to have those stress hormones out there. Add some sort of protein to every meal. For me, I add beans. Even though I said everything has protein already in it, I make sure I have some seeds or some beans or some mushrooms in each meal to help with the protein needs. You can use something like MyFitnessPal or chronometer or chronometer. That's my favorite, but you can plug in your meals and see, are you meeting your carb needs, your protein needs, and your omega-3 fat needs for the day, and are they balanced? Am I meeting my calorie needs, or am I under eating? Things like that. That's a really, really great tool to use. Are you pairing carbs with fats or proteins? So, like, I love potatoes, and some people just swear off potatoes. Can't have any potatoes, or I can't have a sweet potato because my blood sugar will spike, or I can't have hummus because my blood sugar will spike. Well, what if you eat a salad and then have some hummus? What if you eat a salad and then have part of a potato? Things like that. So pairing it, having greens first, that will help keep your blood sugar stable. And then eating a full meal, not snacking all day, like I said. So if I eat a meal and then I give my body time for the insulin to come out, my blood sugar comes out, the insulin pulls the sugar into my cells, and then my body rests. And then I eat again several hours later, preferably 4 to 5. And the same thing happens again. And insulin goes away because the blood sugar is in and I'm not stressed, right? If I get stressed, then sugar comes out, insulin comes out, blah, blah, blah. But if we have those breaks, we focus on stress during the day, then that helps us to regulate our blood sugar and keep us nice and healthy, recalibrates, rebalances the body. So if you have an autoimmune disease, this is really, really, really important, because when we have blood sugar swings, we have those stress signals that come out. And when we have those stress signals come out, that leads to more inflammation, which leads to the immune system to overreacting again. And so you can have more flares or more symptoms and things like that. And so it doesn't just involve cravings and energy and things like that. It really helps to balance the immune system as well. So if your energy feels like a roller coaster, like you have high energy parts of the day, but you really crash in the afternoon, maybe you crash at 10 or 11 and need a snack, or you need to take a nap around 3 every day, then the solution isn't to cut back, eat less, and restrict things. It's really letting your body feel safe and stable. If you check out my membership, the Culinary Healing Circle, this is what we focus on. We focus on building meals that support the body, and we focus on substitutions, because we are not all unique. So I taught a food demo yesterday where someone said, if I ate that, my blood sugar would go out of control. So we discussed it. I said, okay, which of the food items in this meal would spike your blood sugar? And so are there ways we can adjust it? You could eat less of this and more of this, or you could substitute this for something else. And so that's something that I teach weekly in the Culinary Healing Circle. Please check it out so that I can help you create meals that keep your body safe, your blood sugar in balance, and help you to reverse those antibodies and improve your autoimmune condition. Anyway, join me again next week. Thanks for checking in today.